The Empire of the Mughals continues to grow here on this series, and we've recently fresh off of another victory over Vijayanagar and a few other nations, and not just only expanded southward, but northeastward as well, except for Assam itself, where we would have completed another set of those missions. But, however, there's another thing that I would have to do, and that is look at the amount of ducats we have. I gotta do something with that amount of money that I have now. And yes, our diplomatic power is in the negative, but we'll get it back up in no time. And also, an agent was discovered. Oh, which one would think, well, you better use that, just something else. Well, come think of it, we do not have claims on those areas except for that one I just fabricated. But taking over the throne picture, we would have a permanent claim in those areas. Did it say Tripura? No, it doesn't. Well, in that case, there you go. Because it did say Cha-Cha Chinduin Kachin area. Again, that's part of the Upper Burma campaign, but not Tripura. But it is part of the Indian subcontinent, which is that area that I often mention. But now, here in this part of the series, and some of you may be asking, what are you going to do with that money? Well, for one, upgrade the old forts into star forts. Just to show, well, probably not all, but some, at least closer to the coasts in case of foreign invasions. So we would put one here. Definitely there. Kabul as well because of its defensiveness. Modify. Star Fort's already built here. Put one in Delhi because it's another very developed area. These two here. And that does well. Oh, of course, Ajmer. By the way, I kept pronouncing it as Ajmer, but I was watching some Indian program, and when they mentioned the name of that place, I figured out the proper pronunciation. It's Ajmer. But you know what? Why the heck not? These as well. You know, the frontier. Again, some, not all, because of maintenance reasons. But I have an innovation in mind, if available. Because you know how in these past few wars against Vijayanagar, where often we had this one army escape from us? Well, since this is the rule of Alamgir Lodi, relatively young, but he's got a smart thing in mind. Of course, I'm interpreting it like it's freaking Crusader Kings, but... Or is it... to cut costs? Although... we could build one here, one there, and another there. Not all. What we're trying to do is basically just... I mean, some of these areas aren't cored, so it's in the works. You know how they build a Great Wall of China and all that? Well, what if we just have a wall of castles that would keep, you know, the southern half of open, so any army that tries to escape, we won't let them. And when these areas are fully cored, in a year's time, we'll build more castles there before we start the next war, which will likely be the Bamani remnant. Of course, that won't happen anytime soon, but it's an idea. Manipur would be the... Aha! But keep in mind, you also be breaking a truce. But, at least we'll get some rest. But we're building these castles. It's almost not necessarily like Great Wall, but you get the idea. It's to keep them occupied. Not saying we don't want to advance further south. We want to prevent them from advancing north the next time we fight against them. That is my idea. And I'm also real anxious about, getting the Eastern Aryans fully assimilated. Which we need this province, these here, Assam, Manipur as well. All that remains. So, in the meantime as well, improve relations with your vassals. Even though, yes, we have angered them in the past, but we'll make it up to them. Get back over here. 2, 1. Okay, improve relations. So we're fortifying the defenses and building new castles just to show the world. Not necessarily the world, but the entire southern half of Hindustan. And these areas will eventually take those. Don't you worry. Drill. There's me. May never know. As I drill, we could improve the skills. Stop. We should return to port. What's this? Nazo Toki. Sultan Malakai Toki of the Toki Pashtun tribe has a daughter named Nazo Ana, who is a learned poet and a courteous and loving, caring person. Her education and upbringing has been supervised by him, and she was trained and taught by learned scholars of Kandahar. Though her poetry and upholding the Pashtun Mali code, Nazo Toki has gained authority. Conflicts within the Gilji and Sadusal Pashtun tribes have always been arbitrated by her. In order to encourage alliances against the Persian Safavid rulers, there are many tales about her, but one we know is true. I'll answer that in a moment. One we know is true, that she'll put on a sword and defended her deceased father's fortress alongside the men when her brother went to avenge their father's death. She was left in charge of the household and fortress and defended it vigorously. Very good. Oh my. We already have another female general in Jahanseb Banu Begum. But now, we get another female warrior. My goodness, what has the Mughal military coming to? Women running the army. So 4 fire, 4 shock, 3 maneuver, 3 siege. She'll be a general as well. Dang it, just when we were getting ready to rest. You have too many leaders, and you need to get rid of one who isn't as skilled. I mean, we have two of which that's very good at siege. Hell, I ain't good myself. Despite your siege skill, but don't worry, we have talented women for that. In fact, let me look it up. Nazao Toki. Who is she exactly? Again, obviously this is part of the women in history thing. But is this really related to the Mughals event or due to controlling the Afghan regions that we all have control to? So historically, she was born in 1651, died in 1717. She's 31, and she herself is 18. Sounds about right. So again, she was a poetess and a writer in the Pashto language, mother of the famous early 18th century Afghan king Mirwais Hotak. She grew up from an influential family in the Kandahar region. She is remembered as a brave woman warrior in Afghan history and as the mother of the Afghan nation. So, I see. I mean, after all, our dynasty, the Lodi dynasty, is of Afghan Pashtun origin. So I'm very happy to see that. And as I state before, my goodness, what has the Mughal military come to? A 3-star general. We haven't seen this much talent in a long time. But anyways, who are we fighting against? Karadel, Kam, and Orat. You made it into a vassal. Kama's over there. Ladies, lead the charge. If Assam allows. As you were. And just in case. Because you know, may never know. Hey, Britain. Well, actually, no, we're at war. You're at war, too. Plus, isn't William Courtney a name of a... I mean, I know it's not historical. That there was a name of an Archbishop of Canterbury who's also named William Courtney? Courtney? I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I saw it on this day in history thing. Oh, by the way, I'm recording it on the day of July 31st. That's when this episode was recorded. Which coincidentally, since our ruler's name is Alamgir, which is the regional name of Aurangzeb. On this day in Mughal history, on 1658, on July 31st, Aurangzeb was ascended to the throne. Lose a bit of administrative power to spend ducats for reduced national unrest. Believe it's for the best. The people are ours to look after. She has our support. Until the death of Alamgir, there'll be less unrest. In fact, it's quite possible we may even change the attitude a bit, knowing that we're fully legalistic, but that we have all these ideas, but until we get these innovations, we aim to change that. What I mean is, go back to the route towards mysticism. Our religious unity is good enough. I'd like to go back to this way, not because of missionary strength, but for fort defense and the armies. The Ulema are already very supportive of us. So we keep it even, so that's just only which way is more convenient. Alright, moving up. I have to take the long way around, obviously. Wow. Never thought we would have Jahan Banu Begum and Nazal Toki living in this same time period. Didn't know that these two actually existed at the same time, but so do many historical figures that live in that same time. It's one for improved relations because we're working on it. And spend it. There. Because I need that diplomatic power fast. Improved reputation. Faster diplomatic reputation. I don't know why I said faster. What I mean is improved. Of course, part of the reason I'm saying that is these two here must be integrated. I gotta knock calm out of the wall. Is it calm? Calm. Unavailable. Lost their influence. Not too influential now. My goodness. Not too much. No need to breach these walls. Already, after 31 days, a month-long siege, and they're gone. Now I'd like to see you in combat. Get a leadership trait if you can. Well, there's plenty of opportunities. Cannot believe we're actually intervening in this war, only because I want to see the capability of the women in charge. Despite the fact that this is a... Well, who am I kidding? You've already made your intentions on what that path is going to be. And also very anxious to get this leveled up and get the new idea group, which will have to be trade. Because we'd like to make more fortunes in trade by getting more merchants. It's a wasteland. Careful with the attrition. That's that. Does it have a manufactory? No. Let's have a castle here. Remember the wall idea. Not necessarily a great wall, but you get the idea. You get the premise. There's already going to be a castle here. No room. Sorry. Well, this is what this is for. And that's what's for. Here, we'll build one more here. Again, it's a heck of an idea. Does it really need to be there now? Because we already got this secure. Jungle. Build a university here. Because of the spices, this definitely needs a manufactory here. Not to mention... Try to dominate more of the Gujarat trade. If the area is developed enough. Oh, during a war. Okay, but after the war. Worry about that later. This way. We'll catch him. Nothing yet. But there's a large Oirat army. Or who are they? Oirat, obviously. They're Tengri. And they're syncretic with the Sunni. So they get these benefits. But this is a jihad. Because they're Tengri, you see? So, ladies, let's take it to them. It's also rather coincidental that, when did our rule of Alamgir begin? Well, obviously, when he turned 15 a few years back. Go all the way back. November 30th, 1665, and the real-life Aurangzeb, Alamgir, started his reign in 1658. So, what a coincidence. Now I'd like to have even more high, just trade income. I'd like to rank that up a bit. That's why I'm going for trade ideas, knowing we're going to keep expanding, and we'll be in control of most of the trade nodes that we tend to dominate. And we would like to get some profits out of that by sending merchants there. Especially down there, when we take the entirety of southern India. Help out the trade in Bengal. Because remember, they want, when I say they, I mean the giants. 65% or more trade power. And getting one more of that, so we have to fight for it. Let's move out. People sampling new religions. Our policy of encouraging innovation and free thinking has led our people to take a more relaxed attitude to the state religion. No, leave that alone. Just let them. We encourage innovation. We're trying to level up the administrative tech. Three maneuverability. Try to catch up. I've realized that these are the highest number as we sent. Maybe given them to both the women. Of course, in EU4, the only country in the world that allows female generals as an idea is Bregenz. Even though that country doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, we're talking about this one. But it's under the control of Venice in this playthrough. Don't give me any ideas that my future playthrough of playing as one of the one province miners inside the HRE would-be brigade. Much more into Lubeck myself, but that's based on experience. Competition for the Padishah's favors. It is no secret that the Padishah holds the Afghan people dear to his heart, that he speaks the Hindavi language with a distinct Afghan accent. Alamgir even surrounds himself with Afghan advisors and courtiers, something that has not gone unnoticed by the old Hindavi families in our country. Our court diplomat, an old champion of traditional Hindavi values, has increasingly come to be at odds with Alamgir's policies and is about to withdraw from the Royal Council. We must try to remedy this situation. Just when we were getting. We'll catch him. But please, try to catch up. She's got the Rajputs, which they'll fight well against them. But do you have any idea? I mean, we're crossing their border. Actually, that's the entirety of their army. We could destroy them in one go. Oh no, we'll only catch some of them. Damn, they're gonna get away. Hang on. I'll read that in a moment. Still no leadership. Few are the countries in the world who do not claim to value honor and justice, but even fewer are the countries who actually live up to these ideals. However, the lack of large-scale and everyday corruption in the Mughal Empire has made it one of the rare places where principles matter over personal gain, even abroad. Mughal expatriates are sought after for positions of trust, as our people are known for adherence to duty and rejecting attempted bribes. Who else can claim to live up to these ideals? Few indeed. As if we need that prestige. We won't be able to catch them, but split up. See if we can cut them off. Isn't Caradel? No? Caradel is... Oh, down there. Oh, of course. Man, the march from home is gonna be a pain to them. We're gonna chase you all the way into the woods if we have to. Golden era for our culture. An artist. What's this one? National tax modifier. But I've always wanted more. And it's cheaper too. And promote him. And promote. And promote one more time, because you have the money. You'll get that administrative power in a hurry. You're gonna get what you want. Yep, they ran into the woods. We gotta get back. This is a terrible place to be. We've gone to the furthest corners of the world. I don't think we'll be able to catch him. Gone too far. Nope, we've lost sight of him. Just take any fortifications that remain. Just end your adventure. Now you're 17 years ahead of time. And you could build a town hall. Trade ideas. And if you complete trade ideas, you would get set to the monopolies for more trade efficiency. Or even more trade efficiency from administrative. Humanist ideas for much lower idea cost and institution spread, which would make up for not having the innovation ideas. Inequality. It's all about trade efficiencies. That's what we're going to go for. And we're going to start working on it as soon as we level this up first. Plus you have all this great income, so might as well. I guess 2,000? Yeah. Not terribly worried about that. Really fatten it up. So the amount that we make is fine. We make thousands a year. They're paid well. Never thought we would be up here. All because we were chasing down an enemy. Well, would you look at that? The forts will fall very shortly. Because that one, it's their capital. Even though Jahan Seb is much better siege skill than the other. So after we take care of that piece of business, we'll begin our withdrawal. You know, it does demonstrate that we could fight against Bukhara. Or anyone for that matter. Including our old enemies, like Hormuz. Why have you not taken that fort? Get them out of here. Did I have defensive ideas? It does not say anything about fort defense, but they're pretty stubborn for this little area. Mountains, that's why. The answer is mountains. Get down here. Take the fort. I'm used to saying you're the siege man, but no, you're the siege woman. Can have all these now. As soon as you take that fort, come back. Because I'd rather have you back here in Hindustan so we can fight in more serious wars. So begins the arduous march. This way. That got him. We should fight a war against Manipur soon. Which will be in position for that, definitely. Of course, here it means you're going to be fighting against Khan, which are at war with and the Bahmanis, which will finish them off. In fact, get the position. I'll get the position. Nudge. Oh, you're a pretty decent size. Light of Yas and Hormuz. You know, I don't like that ally of yours. Oh, what the heck are they doing here? I mean, you're already on your way there, so take your time. But don't worry, Kabul is very fortified, so I'm not gonna ally with you. Just keep going. Never mind. Just keep going south. Get to position for the next war. Especially here. I'll tell you our position, we'll start the war in Manipur. You're not at war anymore, but you don't have the money. I'd love to have that money. But if you ever fight against the Spanish, I'd be willing to intervene to help you on this situation now. The divine faith has expired. But it does not make the religious unity go away, because ever since we took on humanist ideas, we make it look like it's a continuation of the divine faith that Babur Lodi had established. Hmm. 57% trade power now. Does Yarkhan have trade ideas? Yes, of course they do. Provincial trade power modifier. Starting to see the pattern here. Control another center trade and all that, then we get to talk. Oh, speaking of that, thank you for reminding me. But first, should I or wait? I can wait. You want more trade power, so here's 20% more global trade power. But you'll check out how much trade power we have now. But first, speaking of trade power, we can develop this. We can also increase this level and the Murud Janjira Fort. Naval Force Limit, Naval Maintenance Monitor. We do want to expand on the Mughal Navy at some point. Yearly naval tradition gain. Well, here's something we could spend our money on also. Oh, and don't forget Goa. But unfortunately, hardly anybody developed Goa. But since we built a university there, that's the purpose of it. So let me hit that a bit. Just one. Okay. There you have it. And you gotta have a trade station here. But I don't have the workshop yet, so that needs to be developed more in future. I've already made up my mind. Now back to here. I did not know there was a great project here. But I will upgrade this monument. But you could also spend more money on it to bring it forward. But since we are nearly the army of infinite, might as well. Bring it done faster. Better. There. That's it. It's finished. Very excellent effort. Let me guess. 25. Whoa! That's a lot. Let me see. Great projects. That's another. Yeah, I did not know there was one there. I mean, I know of these. Just a wonder. So now you got your naval force slimming up. Yeah, do that, but again, what are we expecting when we fight this war? You are expecting some, not all. They're not gonna put up much resistance, so I think it'll be fine to upgrade this. Use some manpower. Don't overstuff it. Stop right there. Just let it be naturally, okay? For a while, at least. Fantastic. Perhaps we could build another world port there, but the real question is, what provides more trade power? Obviously in Dhaka. But you need 25 to develop. 25 develop. So put that on until further notice. So another reason why I'm trying to win over the Jain's loyalty, so we can develop this further. Unless you want to spam marketplaces all over. But of course, that requires doing a lot more than that. As well as marketplaces that are already there. But again, wait until she arrives, and then we'll begin our war against them. And of course, finish off what's left of the Bamani. Sure. In fact, now that you did that, I also wanted to integrate. 7 per month. But it'll be done in time. So don't worry about it. There you go. Return here. So I want to annex them as well. Integrate. Use your polite words. Anytime now. Slight decrease, but give it in a year. Give it a year, and then we'll annex them very quickly. It'll be done in the spring. This one's going to take a lot longer. Keep that well in mind. until she's in position. Cartridge. Cohorn motor, conscription center. Quite honestly, I don't think we'll be facing that much hostility. So I think do switch the cannons. Because we're not going to engage them immediately. Oh, at least I hope not. So from swivel cannon to cohorn motor. Invented by the Dutch engineer Baron van Cohorn during the 17th century, the smaller mortar with a barrel fixed at a 45-degree angle. The only way to change the range of shots is by moving the piece or using different weight charges. So we got the new cannon types, but that'll keep the morale up. We're not facing any navies, so can continue with that. %60 now, thanks to the global trade power tech that we just took. Idea, I should say. Give it this. World Trade Center here when we develop this further. And then you're gonna get what you want. Since you're both ahead of time, be sure to use both of these to develop Dhaka. Actually, more so, get a university. In position. We're ready. Even if you were to declare war against opponents, you would just be facing both, but you would be breaking a truce. And you know, they guarantee independence of that. We can't wait 3 years. And we have the manpower to face them. And we can recover just fine. And before that, don't have the money. It's a lot of soldiers you can actually give us. And after all, you have a very large navy. We can't beat that. But perhaps we must learn to trust each other. You have no claims against us. You're all about colonialism. Think, think, think. Let's learn to trust each other. Because one day, if you ever ask us to fight against Spain, I'll be there for you. Very much willing. I forgot about these dang transports. But do you think it needs 40 transports, which would be enough to transport 2 armies in particular? Or whatever. Yeah, might as well. Send them that way. Okay, let's begin. Don't need to be there, obviously. Objective Sylhet. That's where the Bengali culture is located. And we'll deal with Kham soon, even though we've already faced them before. Oh, son of a... Okay. Hey! Get back here. Slight delay. Alright, now we're ready. Hey, nobody's going anywhere. You'll be fine. No need to call allies. Just in time. We'll have everything taken care of. Sickness of Padishah. Alamgir has fallen ill and cannot handle all aspects of ruling Mughals for the time being. What shall we handle? Delegate more to the provinces. Yes, because I want the loyalty of the Jains so we can develop it further. That's the reason why in the first place. See? Oh wait, that's construction cost. You're thinking of the burger. Listen, it's been a long time. But hey. Reduction of construction time, meaning whatever that we were building earlier regarding castles and all that. We can get this done faster. But does it affect a great project? Can't know for certain. $16.95. Remember that. Capitals there, forts there. Political marriage is much used as a contract of mutual support. The Tolog family expects Padishah will heed the advice of the Padishah Begum and actively look after in his interests. What is it? Get rid of an uncooperative advisor. No, he's one of the good ones. Unless you got somebody cheaper. No, you don't. We had such good cooperation, but why would you want to get rid of somebody that I would like to have? And plus, we're integrating vassals here, so I can't sacrifice it. No special favors. Sorry. Step 1. Can't go that way. Keep drilling. Jahansa will bring the walls down. There's the army. We'll take care of them soon, as much as we'd like to move against them. Defensive planner and bold fighter. Boy, they put so many obstacles there. Producing cloth. Obviously, it's what it does. You know what? Look that up. There was another place where marketplaces are already present in some areas that should be built, at least by the previous owners. Every little bit helps. Alright, we've integrated this area. You got your prestige up again. But now it's going to take a while longer to integrate that one too, but unpopular mathematician. Like many rulers of this age. Slow down here. Alamgir wanted to surround itself with great minds that could debate the secrets of the world. Some possess great wit and excel at debates, while others are more suited for solitary experiments or mathematical calculations. There is no doubt quite a bit of rivalry at times, as the favor of the Padishah can be a very beneficial thing to have for any thinker, scientist, or inventor. One such intelligent fool has lately come to be ridiculed by many peers. Islam Shah Rahid was a great mind for mathematics, but is notably a poor debater. Someone argued at court, the reputation of the court suffers from indulging such a work. Let them talk. We'll get the prestige back up in no time. But as for this, fortunately, loyalty will go down, but once we finish this, whatchamacall, agenda, if we could get it up to 5%, then we'll replace him with somebody who's into trade efficiency. Get rid of that. At least that'll get some manpower back. Can't go up there. That'd be up to her. Walls breach shouldn't last long now. Your turn. You're the siege expert here. I'm just a Padishah, who is currently ill. So says it. Mountain forts. Bringing up more defensiveness. And as well as a few other things. Hey. Take action. There'll be no escape. See the unit model differences, unit sprites, Mughal and theirs. There's your difference. Ah! You're not gonna get away from me. This way. You must not be allowed to escape. Killed them all here. Still no leadership trait. You'll take care of that fort. I'm gonna go up there soon. Oh, don't forget Ava. They're part of that war too. They have really increased the size, but they seem to be hardly going anywhere. This is what this is for. Full security so they don't go that way. Take this area and then we'll move up. You'll deal with him soon. Not now. Don't want to hear anything from you. But as for the Bahmanis, give me your land. Because you are out. And whatever little money you have. Come on. Is that the best you can offer? Yep, that's the best they could offer. Even though we never had claims to it, but I just want to knock them out of the war. The monies are no more. And they don't cost much. As soon as this fort falls, engage. Gondé people have been assimilated by our government. That's part of the... We're almost done with the Central Indian culture group. Again, let Jahan Seb do the fighting here. I'm going after him. Also, I've noticed that infantry model unit sprite for the Mughals has changed. Compared to the old one. Those I recall. That's the only fort that they have in Ava. We'll be sure to occupy the rest of the countryside. Well, in that case... Can't move there. Take the fort first. It's an old castle anyhow. Head to Lhasa and then they're out. %. Kinda want to develop Dhaka now that we have a university built. Giant clerical class. That's the one you were talking about, development cost. It's already been reduced. You've given this privilege a long time ago. These trade depots are finished, so that's the total. We want to make this a World Trade Center as well, but that'll be till after the war. But develop this now. As much as I'd like to get in a merchant, but hang on. Develop! I just remembered. $25, 23, 24, 25. There you go. It already has a trade depot. No textile manufacturing here. It should have been built here. But might as well, since I have a habit of doing that. But when it's over, upgrade this. And of course, with increased development, so that means you up the trade power a little more. But if you truly care, go for this edict. Now that you finished developing, add more local trade power to these areas. If you really care about it. Let's see if that's enough. Almost there. Okay, you know what? There's no need for a World Trade Center right now. For the time being. I do not often do this. I will check back at this in a year and get rid of that edict. Apparently this may work. Siege is still ongoing. Ah! Almost there. But let time tick by naturally. Ava wants peace out, but no, not on my watch. Just want to punish them. And loot and all that. Not here to take territory, only take small amount of territories. Particularly the whole three-port area. Damn disease. Have some loyalty from them. They better surrender. Got him. I believe their army's still down there, is it? Yes, they are. Let the Rajputs engage. They'll defeat them easily. They have about as much discipline as we do. But they put up a hard fight. That's not good enough. Destroy the remnant, if you can. Gotcha. Take care of the rest. Or we'll try to knock them out of the war. As of late, more and more people are requesting to represent national institutions. Give them what they want then. Oh, damn, that was our best one. She didn't even last that long. She died from an illness contracted in the field. Damn it. That's one of the good ones. Well, they're still for this. No stage skill, but 5 shock. Well, you've come to the right army, but not right now. Yeah, the illness of being up in the mountains in winter. It's another thing. I know the war score's 9. We just want to occupy everything. Just severely punish them. Put them into bankruptcy if you have to. Not going to bankruptcy, might as well be the new term. Alright. Move on. Begin your withdrawal. Halt. Come here. Why didn't we bring you in? Why aren't you assigned in an army? Should have put you in that one. Coffee and tobacco. While they're quite new to our society, the use of stimulants such as coffee and tobacco spread quickly. With coffee houses now a common feature from Fatehpur Sikri to Maidan, the popularity is especially marked among the Sufi orders. The novelty of these substances meaning that the religious establishment is not divided on their proper use. Many strict legalists want us to limit their use, while others argue for caution, as both coffee and tobacco are very popular in our state. The local governor in Shohapur have now turned to Fatehpur Sikri, wanting to close down the local coffee houses that he believes become many meeting places for despots. Oh, you'll get this in a hurry. Just let us oppose these restrictions, keeping the legalism at the max, but I will knock it down and go back towards mysticism. Not all the way, though, because of obvious reasons. Now get back down here. The next war I want to fight would have to be against Assam. So that means we get a couple of years break. And these castles are finished. And we don't make as much money as we used to. Part of that is maintenance. To reinforce everybody. Obviously. But it's just this insane idea for all this. And plus, having a World Trade Center built will complete this one. $50 versus 56. I think we should do that. I'm not here to take any of Com's territory, but I'd be very willing. Reparations. It's all the ducats. There isn't anything much to pillage. Ah! Okay. Got your wish. That's all they could do. What about steering their trade? Because transfer trade power. In trade notes where they both have power. Let's look at that. In Lhasa, we control most of that trade here. But they do steer this way, which is supposed to increase trade value, is it not? Look at that again. Steered trade. %50 of its trade power. And trade notes are to both have power. Yeah, why not? Come back. Did your part. Now, Ava, like to pillage you. Yes, you will be pillaged. And a lot of ducats. Of course, they wouldn't like that. But do transfer some trade power to me, since I'm interested in more trade these days. And after you're the one who's utterly defeated here. And for pillaging, so we gain 4 development, so that's just within the state, not necessarily our capital. Of course, probably talking about the Burma trade power, which we now dominate. Thanks to global trade power and a tiny bit of mercantilism. There's room for 1 more diplomat. Now, it's these territories is what I need. Because it's part of the area, right? Stated territories. Yeah, Tripura. That's all I want. Even though some of that is of a different culture. Which is the Burmese culture group. Alright, that's 1. But I also like to pillage your capital too, take some development off of you. And about as much money as you can give to us. Now we can actually do a little more than that. Reparations and transfer trade power. Have no claims up there. There's no need for that. Just only the ones that I care about. Just to make this into a state. Now the Bengali people are fully assimilated. 1 more remains. We're also about to integrate Sikkim as well. Soft answer, turn away wrath. Our faith gives us peace and security, so we have no need to oppress others, even those in the darkest depths of heretical beliefs. Considering how God encourages the respect of all humankind. We shall be one nation. Jalalabad became Sunni on its own. Not enough, but we didn't change that. World Trade Center here. So that's 3 level 3s. Bengal Delta, Dhaka, and Central Doab. I don't think you can have more than that. Correct? You cannot upgrade as you already have 3 top level centers of trade in the country. Okay. Take care. Non-Brahmin religious movements. Brahmins have naturally had a monopoly on Hindu religious authority, but occasionally religious movements emerge that challenge Brahmanism. Such movements have become popular throughout the Mughal Empire in spite of the Brahmin efforts to suppress them. Exponents of popular religion argue that the Brahmins have wiped off the sacred marks on their foreheads and eschewed their spiritual responsibility in order to occupy seats of temporal power and win out the injustice of the poor. They declare that selfless devotion is the only path to salvation, a virtue that can be attained by any suspicious or fervent Hindu. A group of Brahmin individuals approached the Padishah pleading for his aid in restoring the public confidence in Brahmin authority and suppressing non-Brahmin Hindu movements. Of course, allow Brahmins to enforce their orthodoxy, winning their loyalty. But now, do we have enough trade power just for increasing that to the world port there? Yes! Barely got it. About dang time, too. Again, all that money. We could have had a lot more income, but all that is going to the advisor's maintenance. And those fort maintenance because of this building a bunch of castles all over an idea. Any attempt for them to escape, they'll be going nowhere. The next time we fight against Vijayanagar. Now get these edicts of that local trade power off of them. What is it? Get that off. We did it just to complete that agenda. Wait a minute, did I just... Son of a beeswax. Pay attention next time. Okay. We still have these claims. And here's your chance to... Well... Most of them are from Vijayanagar, but... We've never faced Dai Viet, which I believe they're the current Emperor of China. No! Yes? It's the names. Nice. Ava. Oh, they're related. I see. I get it. But Dai Viet has been really expanding as of late. Even all the way to Nanjing. South China. But I'd be willing to rest a couple of years. Just building up trust. We have not yet dominated the trade there. But we aim to change that. You say that a lot. You aim to change something. But your aim tends to miss. That's our siege master. Of sorts. Yes, do save it up for divine power. And as I go ahead of time, and then we'll get to work on getting more of these great ideas. By getting another merchant. Should be doing this again. Invest. Training fields. Manufacturing in Lucknow. Of course. More to you. Lucknow. Not Lucknow. But, Lucknow. Again, the place is familiar, but I'm trying to remember where exactly. Oh. there's a workshop, and you're gonna have a manufactory, which it'll start working it even better. I still really want to develop the heck out of this area, because the amount is very cheap now. Despite the highlands, but the prosperity, the university, golden era still, innovativeness, everything. And don't forget, center of trade too. Which I would upgrade the rest of us if these places weren't, you know, just as developed, but it's in the works. But simply for the sake of it. Each and every one of them. Starting to fall behind. You better aim to change that. There's that sentence again. Aim to change. You got no market. No marketplace. Persia trade node. What power do we have on Persia? Very little. Well, it's not surprising. The diamonds of Golconda. Oh, son of a beeswax. You've got a workshop, but yet you got no manufacturing. Deal with that a little later. Save it. Just a few months. Sikkim is now integrated. Due to the changes, the Manstars will no longer have the privileges. So that means, yeah, the number of diplomatic relations is really knocked down. Fine by me. The Poly people are also fully assimilated. Hey. There you go. Made him in the States. There, now everybody's ahead. And now you're gonna have 2 deckers. And you can build stock exchanges, just as when we were upgrading all of them, the trade depots. Son of a beeswax. Naval attrition is no longer increased by staying out at sea each month now. So we could definitely intervene in overseas conflicts whenever we wish to. Now, go get another merchant. He'll do so in 2 years' time. It is done. So all you need to do now, as I said, 1 more remains, and that's Samis. You got it. Done and done. Mm-hmm. Thinking. Wow, we recovered nicely. Yeah, why aren't you drilling everybody? That's another good question. As much as I'd like to fight them and bring Vijayanagar along, but we don't have that kind of manpower yet to wage such a large war against them. Viet especially, which we would have to fight on the naval front for a while before they send their massive numbers against us. But again, I'm more interested in waiting for the truce to expire to get Assam and then take more Vijayanagari land. Over here. Follow you. Trying to figure out the composition. Send it back. Of how much we'd be dealing with exactly. Of how much it's needed. We'll have to change that. Including this innovative bunch of castles idea. Alamgir is calm. That's another thing about him. But for now, just drill for a while. Just shock only. Well, there is one army that has a lot more cavalry than usual, so you'll be in this one. Stop. Drill. I'm giving you 2 years at the minimum. Get that off. Just let it happen. And isn't there a marketplace in Goa? Trade station? Of course. So it's finished with the trade station. Another thing I would like to invest in is having more oh wait, upgrade them. Now I remember. You're at a shipyard, right? This has a shipyard. Okay, good. Well, at least it's somebody with an accepted culture for once. Wait a minute, Kannada. No, not accepted. So local fortifications till then again. Let him stay home instead. Just when I was eager to get another advisor for cheaper to cost. Always giving me false hope. Says there's a bit of Burman. If you assimilate the entire culture group, you get leaders without upkeep. That's good. Jahad Banu Begum died in an accident during the drilling section. Well, salute to the women who were in action and served our country well. I'll miss their talent, knowing that the next guy is... hardly have any good siege guys out there now. But keep drilling. But again, if you ever want to play as a country that has female generals and such, Brigands, which is in fact of an Austrian culture, keep in mind. So that's the only independent Austrian state that is not Austria within the Holy Roman Empire. Bear that in mind. And don't give me any ideas about a future potential series once I'm done with Croatia and the Mughals. Oh my goodness. Well, we're still far ahead. And Florence is doing well too. Lose a bunch of administrative power just to get the base tax up for Delhi. Not terribly anxious, so anything for it. Hey, get down here. You're in a position to go on. Since we're only going to commit 2 armies to fight on this front and all that. Originally we put a position there to pull security, but not really. Here it is. New merchant. Sanchas. So we have 1 in Bengal, 1 in Lahore, 1 in Gujarat. What the? No incoming. Hey, yeah, you got some income, but the heck? Why so much outgoing? Oh, that's being sent forward by those merchants there. And we transfer that. We'll try to collect some, if you can. If it doesn't give it anything, we'll send it somewhere else. It'll register in a moment. See how much we get out of this since we dominate this trade here. There you go. Very good amount. Obviously increases the overall income. When we conquer the rest of southern India, I'll get rid of these castles. It's just part of my grand idea. Trade range, efficiency, another merchant, steering, caravan power, and then you get another merchant by the end of it. British fleet's in position there. What you doing over there? Oh, that's what they're there for. I believe that's the king himself. Yes. Well, I didn't know that they're gonna start establishing their presence, but at least it's fighting against Malacca, which is a... No, they're not. Is this a part of your mission? Okay, you do have a claim against us. For what reason exactly? Is it a trade company? Bengal. This here. Permanent claim. Bengal Delta, of course. The fact is, this area have a trade company that belongs to the British. The French and the Spanish do, but not the British. That's why I picked up on the upgrades of defenses, knowing in case of foreign invasions such as these. And obviously we are incapable of stopping, you know, foreign navies from coming this way. But we're willing to upgrade not only our ships, but also the amount of heavy ships we would have coming in future. He would just demonstrate to say, don't mess with Hindustan. The military ideas of Bahabanu. The Padishah Begum Bahabanu is proven to be a fearless woman, often seen studying the technique of the soldiers during their training. Sometimes she even approaches the practice grounds herself. While some were initially hesitant to engage the royal Padishah Begum in melee, others were curious about the skills she brought with her from her life in Delhi. Even though it was surprising to some people, Bahabanu's reputation for handling herself is not an unwarranted one. In addition, the presence of Padishah Begum soon have an encouraging effect on the troops. Excellent. Almost rivaling the development of Delhi. All these upgradable buildings. Yeah, why the heck not? Just for starters. Oh heck. Keep in mind, the Ottomans are only enemies and rivals, which we never fought them in anger. I had something else in mind, but I lost it. Because of course you did. Oh yeah, still willing to develop, that's another thing. Foreign wisdom. While the Mughal nobility is somewhat perturbed at the idea of foreigner working for the Padishah, our Turkish army organizer, he has been widely praised to bring in fresh ideas and practices to the court. Seems that we could still learn a thing or two from foreign learning. More military trade power. Maybe, just maybe. But definitely in this next episode, we get even more administrative efficiency and development efficiency. And also possibly coming too soon in the next episode, we will have a advanced cash supply, which means imperialism. I mean, look here. They have claims against us. That's not because of imperialism. That's because of their mission line. It's regarding the East Indian Company that they want to establish a foothold. But we're trying to say, hey, no. But let's be friends, alright? Let's not get carried away here. We're only friends with you because of the Spanish presence there. which is rather precarious of me. They don't have anything against us. No, they do not. They've done nothing to us. But they don't like it because of hostile relations and allied to an enemy. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will end the episode on that note. Because in the next episode, it's highly likely now that we may start a war early. Not necessarily break a truce, but fight against somebody. Whomever that they're allied with, we will fight them. There will be many, but I ain't terribly worried. We'll deploy our navy to blockade them. Take out Pegu, take out Aval again. And then we'll go up to fight against Lan Na down there. And then eventually into Dai Viet. Which I believe, yeah. Tonkin is their capital. Isn't that where Hanoi is located? I believe so, yeah. North Vietnam, yeah. It's coming from an American, mind you. My goodness, they really developed this place. Chinaware. So, ladies and gentlemen, the manpower is at the ready, so we're ready for a war of this type. And we're ready against Vijayanagar again, as we still have permanent claims to these areas. Do not forget the mission line. We've got to have the riches of Golconda, and try to get as much land as possible for the conquer the central Deccan. And this will lead to the coast to take areas of Tamil Nadu in future. And then if we complete those two missions, then we'll have the question of a viceroyalty of the Deccan. And also don't forget about this part too, even though we don't have any claims here, but it would be very beneficial to include them, because land attrition reduction, so it'll be easier. And also, after all this fighting, we'll fight against Assam, and we will have East Indian textile production, which the production efficiency will go up, and we will make a lot more fortune out of that. And I'm sure further down we go into South India to take care of all the Dravidian cultures, and goods produced as well. So it's highly doubtful that we'll get all this done at 1700 as I originally thought, but hey, it was an outstanding effort. So we hope you people enjoyed this episode, but until the next one, so long for now.